Welcome back to another episode in the All Pro Film series. Today we are looking at Jamar Chase, first team All Pro wide receiver, Cincinnati Bengals, of course. So for receivers, this is the first receiver. We're going to just look at touchdowns. Really, that at least with the available options to us in terms of filter, that really is the best thing we could look at. Unfortunately, that's just not, it doesn't allow us to really massage the receiver filters that much, at least not in a way that we could find anything that's interesting. So we're just gonna go with the touchdowns. Obviously touchdowns are really big in general, but receivers, well, I would say nowadays it's kind of spread around, but it used to be heavy on the running backs, of course, and receivers didn't get that many. And still, if you get 10, that's pretty big. So we'll go through. But Jamar Chase has 17. So we got a lot to look at. We don't got time to look at anything else anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. So this first one is going to be against the Commanders. As we can see, it's going to be a pretty large game. So Jamar is at the bottom of the screen here. And looks like a vertical, but especially with route running, there's nuances. So we'll see what we got. I see a 3 shell, might be man, might be cover 3, either way. He's got a one-on-one matchup, safeties over the middle. I'm curious. Well, okay, never mind. I'll talk about that later. I mean, it looks like to me just outran him, just straight up vertical. I'm not sure what that corner was doing. Yeah, that I don't think there's much to talk about there. That corner just, I think he had a bad angle too. I feel like if it's cover 3 or whatever, you got inside safety help and you see how his back is to the inside, so he's playing. I feel like that's probably not what you want to do, because you're funneling him to the outside where you have no help, where you want to be able to play this leverage and then have help and funnel him in more inside. But either way, he doesn't speed. He doesn't turn on the speed. That's all it really was, because he's not really in a pedal, so he's more in a shuffle. So pedal, you got a speed turn. Shuffle, I mean, your hips already turned. Just start running. And he just, I guess, underestimated how fast Jamar Chase was. All right, moving on to the next one. Oh, I forgot it might do this. Need to change the speed anyway. Alright, so we got the Commanders again. Looks like Chase is on the opposite side. I mean, first of all, what an excellent pass. You can already see that. So we got press here. No real jam off the line, but he's trying to get underneath, get under that physical play. I don't know what's going on with these corners. They just seem to stop running. I mean, obviously Chase is probably faster than them, but as you can see, you had enough of a collision where you are kind of even with him. Now they say he's even, he's leaving, but still you kind of even with him. So continue to press him towards the sideline. And the only thing I could tell, maybe Chase pushed off a little bit, honestly, because he just stopped. The corner just stopped, and then that's when Chase got the separation. But that little bit of separation, excellent ball placement. But that's what happens, you know. No matter kind of how that turned out as a corner, you know, that's almost as good of a job as you can do. You want to force this to be a perfect throw, and if you get beat with a perfect throw, you just got to live with that. Now, if you could get your head around and play the ball, obviously that would have been better. But in terms of position, he put Chase in a place where, okay, if this ball is not perfect over the shoulder, it's going to be incomplete or it could be intercepted. But Joe Burrow, just great pass. Now, me, I don't get too wrapped up in, interference and all that unless it's egregious. I think that receivers all the time get physical to get separation, so I'm okay if we're past 5 yards and there's a little bit of hand fighting. I don't like it to be too touchy feely, because otherwise we could pretty much call it every play. It's just like holding on the line. All right, so we got Chase at the bottom of the screen. He's funneled inside. What is going on here? At first I was like, is this a mistake? Are you sure it's a touchdown? Okay. All right, so it looks like we got a routine. Got a routine cover 2. Funnels them in. Passes them off. Nothing going. He just kind of finds a spot in the middle of the zone. I have no idea what 21's doing. I guess, I don't know, maybe it's bad from this angle. No, I take it back. I don't know what he's doing. And maybe it is a bad angle, but to me, your eyes are here. You see Chase, you see the ball getting thrown. I don't know why he stopped and just didn't stay on his path, but he stops and bubbles over the top. I don't know, maybe he just knew he was too slow or something, but that was weird. And then obviously the other safety misses the tackle. And then we got another person missed the tackle, thought they was going to use the momentum against Chase and throw him down, but Chase with the balance. Now, this is a good time. We talk about attribute skill sets with each position. Receiver, there's a lot, but we have archetypes now. People didn't really want to believe that a few years ago. For me, like I said, Wes Welker was the start of like, okay, we have different receivers, or one of the starts. I mean, Wes Welker, Randy Moss really too, but Calvin Johnson, like, again, before you had this idea that a receiver had to be a certain build, certain whatever. Now we have different receivers, and we have the yak receivers, the guys that have running ability after the catch. Chase definitely falls into that category, but what makes him so special is that he has the speed of a speed receiver, as we've seen as well. But I think a lot of these touchdowns, the attribute that you're going to see the most is his ability to run after the catch. And part of that, like we talked about the running backs, is having a ability to be balanced through contact. And that's what we just saw right there. And some poor tackling, but that's what happens when you got guys that can run, you don't tackle well, they make you pay for it. All right, we're against the Ravens. Chase is in the slot. Man, those throws are just gorgeous. All right, so look. I talked a little bit about this on the Josh Allen tape with one of his receivers. He did something similar, but we obviously got 2 routes coming across the middle, trying to put this middle of the field safety into a bind, really, where you got to figure out what you want to do. Now, if you plan this structurally correct, these guys, look, they're not covering anybody. So somebody coming across this way, or at least the first one, you should be okay. You should be worried about the next guy, but whatever. So Chase sets this guy up. You see this plant right here. He's going to plant like he's breaking here, and then he's going to continue to break outside. But you see the defender, the safety broke down, getting ready to play if he was going outside towards the numbers, and then he breaks it inside towards the ash. Gets the defender completely turned around, and then again another perfect pass, because to be honest, even with that, it's not bad position, because again, if this ball is not thrown accurately and it's thrown anywhere inside, too far inside, or if it's thrown a little short, the safety's in position to make a play on it. But because he is led perfectly, there's nothing they can do. So again, you see that speed and you see that route running by Jamar Chase. All right, Ravens again. Chase is in motion to the slot. So I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've said before, their normal speed on here is like sped up. It's not the actual, because you just look at how he's moving, like it is so sped up for some reason. But anyway, all right. So as we saw, a bubble screen going for a 70-yard touchdown. And that's just pure acceleration and speed. I mean, you know, you can say vision too, and then we'll see at the end. Again, just too much strength and speed to be taken down, even with a full head of steam. So obviously the block is set up. You know where you're supposed to go. Now, you could make you could really make an argument here, because obviously he could have just tried to turn it up here, go one-on-one. Going through here created like a pick almost on Roquan. So now Roquan has to bubble over, and he just misses because he lost sight of Chase just for a second. And that was just enough to get him past those defenders. Now he's one-on-one, and he's past those guys. Told y'all, game of seconds and inches. That's why everybody cares so much about timing and rhythm. All right, moving on to the next. We got the Cleveland Browns. We are in the red zone. Chase is up top of the screen. Motion, he's on the island. Back shoulder fade. So that's good coverage. So in the red zone, so you got the sideline as your defender, and you on the boundary. So you pressing them towards the sideline, cutting off anything that can break inside, you know, whatever. So fade ball, you even with him. And he's able to break off last second again because the defender's head's not turned around. Again, great throw, and a little bit of physicality at the top of the route. And again, I'm okay with that, but that's definitely Chase pushing him a little bit to get separation at the top of that route. All right, so now it's the Eagles. What do y'all think about these uniforms? I love the white and black stripes, personally. I don't know, is it called tiger stripes or something? I don't know what they call them. But either way, Chase goes into the backfield. We're in the white zone right at the goal line. All right, so now we're in the scramble drill. I like bringing Chase out of the backfield, especially if you are doing some type of play action, if you would have did a play action with that running back and had him come back across or anything like that. But either way, getting him out of the backfield, potentially matched up with a linebacker or safety, or just giving him some time for, obviously the defenders want to get their hands on you so they can stay even with you. This gives him more space to operate. So he does end up on a linebacker. I want to say that's Nolan Smith or somebody. That's an edge rusher, I should say. And so, yeah, now you're in a scramble drill against an edge rusher. And just really no way to stick with him. And then the ball skills are high pointed and everything like that. So that, I mean, still that's Chase, but part of the scheme that really got you to get a favorable matchup, and that's why they do it. All right, moving on to the next one. This is the who is this? This is the Ravens. I think this is Chase at the top. Yeah. So Chase is on a dig. Man, and you see the speed. All right, so he's on a deep dig route. Looks like some type of cover three deep. So you got another vertical route. You got two vertical routes running, one to draw both of these deep defenders, and he's going to come underneath. Now, take some time for this to develop, of course, but pocket's good. Great throw by Burrow. Chase is able to catch it and stay on the run, continuing with his momentum. And really, it's just a foot race at that point. And the Ravens lost. So again, I don't remember how much he weighs, but Chase, he's a solid build, and with his running ability, I think a lot of people might look at him and say, okay, he might not be the fastest receiver, but that's not really the case. There's a reason Chase was one of the special prospects. He's got the size and speed to complement. All right, so Ravens again. Chase is at the top. Now that's just crazy. All right, let's back up. Let's just see what's going on here. All right, we got 7 in the box. We got 2 safeties back. All right, so this is more of a quarters because they're still on the hash. So corners probably got man over deep as well. So they're going to take anything vertical. Yeah, these safeties just messed up. Or that safety, I should say. But it's quarters, so safeties are able to play a little more aggressive and play a little more top down. But you got really 88 that's kind of supposed to be taking the safety's eyes and attention, and then that leaves just a one-on-one foot race with the corner, and obviously Chase beat him, and so by the time the safety reacted, there was really nothing he could do. And again, I mean, you just got corners that seem like they don't know how fast Jamar Chase is. Because I'm not going to say that was a coverage bust or anything. That's cover 4. Like, that corner should have them deep. And so again, I'm not saying that this is the only thing. Obviously, there's other things we discussed, but whenever people talk about why they reach on this or why they reach on, or he looks good in shorts, bro, physical ability, athleticism is a top priority. Like, it's not the only thing, but it's definitely a huge priority. Stronger, faster players. All right, Ravens again. We see that was a tight throw. We're in the white zone. Looks like we're in the zone here. Obviously got safety, corner playing underneath. Now, the problem with this, and I don't know why I'm breaking down the defense more, but this corner is just playing green grass. Now, his zone, I get it, but he's playing green grass. Maybe he's trying to play in between, I don't know. But if he would have just turned around to see where Chase was, he would have been in better position. But honestly, this throw was great. I mean, it's tight. The safety's still sitting on top. It's not a ton of separation. It's just right now, this is pure ball skills. This is gauging where the ball is, when to jump, because you can see this corner's already in the air. Where it is, when to jump, pure ball skills. And an excellent throw by Joe Burrow. Look, if you listen to me before, you know I love Joe Burrow. Obviously, the other quarterbacks too, they're at the top. I'm not saying Burrow's the best, but all this talk because they didn't make the playoffs and he didn't win the Super Bowl, all this and trying to doubt his skill is insane. That's absolutely insane. I think Jamar Chase is, definitely fine, especially with his ability to run bubbles and stuff without Joe Burrow, but Joe Burrow 100% enhances Chase ability to make big plays, just like Chase helps out Burrow. Anyway, Chase, top of the screen, we're in the white zone. We got another one-on-one matchup. Now that's just easy. I don't know. I don't know what you do there. Let me see. Let's see if they blitzed or something. Yeah, I was about to say it had to be a blitz because if you leave in a one-on-one with Chase and Higgins really with no inside help, nothing. I mean, you got to be blitzing, expecting quick pressure. But even then, that's a lot. That's the reason people play press man, is because you want to delay this route as much as possible so that you can hopefully get home with the blitz. They're playing off man, and it's just too much space. That's easy work. There's not much to even say about that. All right, it's the Chargers again in the red zone. Let's see. Chase is right here in the slot. Empty set. They definitely held him. So I don't know if this was, I mean, it's not a scramble drill because Joe's not scrambling, but I don't know if this was the original route. It might have been a corner route. It might have been a improvisation on Chase. I'm not sure. Let me see what Burrow's doing. Hey, it might have been one of those cases where he just had to get open. Either way, you got two guys on him, holding him too. Not fast enough, so they're trailing him, and then just change the direction. I mean, that's athleticism right there. That's speed. That's acceleration. That's change of direction. It's hard to keep up with. That's a corner and a linebacker trying to keep up with him on that. All right, now we got the Steelers, and we're in the white zone again. Chase is over here. Got a one-on-one. All right, scramble drill. Let's see. Yeah, the corner just gave up. the corner gave up. Let me see. Oh yeah, he just gave up. I was wondering if it was another receiver or something he was trying to account for, but no. Corner just gave up. Jamar Chase continues on his route, just kind of getting in the quarterback's eye line. And Joe Burrow steps up and makes the throw through traffic. Easy. Easy work. And they say the red zone, the white zone, especially what I call it, is the toughest place to, get these passes, and it is. It's supposed to be, but a lot of these teams, man, you just see these man coverages and they're just not good at it. All right, Chase is at the bottom of this. Another one-on-one. Getting the feet down on that was crazy. All right, let's see. So we got safety help to the inside. Collision. He's with him. I mean, that's just good timing and good ability to catch the ball through traffic. Goes up, high points it, able to have the strength to complete the catch through that. It's good timing. I mean, Bland is there. I can't really say he did nothing incorrect. Again, you as a defender or as a defensive back, you want to put the receiver in a position where the quarterback has to make the toughest throw. And if they do, hats off. That's all you can do. All right, Cowboys again. I think this is Chase at the top. Yeah. All right, runs a quick out. Y'all see how did everybody know Chase was this fast? I knew he was fast, but every time I watch him on film, I'm like, man, he's way faster than I remember. All right, so we get a speed out here. Looks like we might be in the split field coverage, but either way, we got one over the top here. It might be off man actually. So he's in off position because he don't want to get burnt. Speed out. The timing. See, I don't know how to explain this to y'all. The timing. Look at this. As soon as he breaks, the ball's coming. Now imagine just this was a second and a half slower. That would have gave time for Bland to make up space, and then we would have had a different type of play. And obviously, if it was 2 seconds slower, you would have probably potentially had a breakup or a non-throw. But because the throw is so early, there's so much space that the defender still has to make up. That's the difference in what Chase is able to do in terms of having space to get around the defender. And he does what you're taught to do on those, how you catch the ball, gather, get your position back, and then you're able to turn it up, and that's a foot race. All right, next up we got the Browns. Let's just go back a little bit. Chase at top of the screen. Okay, free play. Let's see. Yeah, we had one safety back. I don't know that safety was going to do anything. I don't even know what he's covering. I'm sorry. I know it's not about them, but it's be pissing me off. Okay, you see the play still going. There's only two people out in the route. Why are you? What are you doing? Free play. I mean, that's easy. I think partly they wasn't playing fully, but also he wasn't gonna be able to run with Chase anyway, and with no safety help. That's what happens. All right, Chase at the top of the screen. Steelers in the red zone. Motion out to a one-on-one matchup. Yeah, that's easy. I mean, the corner did good being physical at first, but you got a two-way go. There's no help to this inside. Now, I might be mistaken here, but this is the time he's shaded inside, but these are the times where I'm trying to funnel him to the outside. Because the corner, at least he should know, he does not have safety help. I don't know if he was supposed to or what, but he doesn't. So it looks like everybody's in man. So yeah, he doesn't. I mean, look at the position. So if we start over, you got a bit of an inside shade, and you let him get to your inside. You need to funnel him outside, like we seen earlier. But he lets him get inside. He's pointing towards the safety, so either way, it might have been some type of coverage bust, but 1-on-1, just too fast, and too much change of direction to stick with 1-on-1. Was that the last one? Oh, okay. So that was the last one, man. That was Jamar Chase. A lot of speed. I do have to say Joe Burrow throwing some excellent place passes as well. Great connection with them too. But man, just what you talk about, a elite level athlete right there. So that's it for Jamar Chase film. Go to the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the convo started. Please come back for the next episode where we will be watching Justin Jefferson.